Very dear friends, I would like to talk to you about a lot of things today. It's only because I've just discussed with a friend of mine over the telephone, and he gave me all kind of fucking good things to talk about. Okay, about our the Canadian Armed Forces pension. I've covered it in the previous video. Okay, everything is there. I think everything is there. But if you have something else to add, please reply to my email and let me know, because I will add it. Okay, so enough of that. As for the election coming up this fall, I can tell you right now that Mr. Trudeau lost everybody else other than Quebec, because I can tell you, I spoke with my best friend over the phone. I won't pronounce his name because I'm sure he would not like it, but you know, he's a good man. I'm sure you know him too, you know. But for myself, he's like my brother, and I like to say my brother because he's like that. I keep calling here once, two, three times a week, but I never know, because when I don't feel right, I keep calling that man. That man has the power to bring me up, you know. And after that, I'm okay for maybe 5 days or 3 days. But whenever I'm not feeling good, I'm calling him. For the election, okay? I'm sure that I'm from Quebec, and the fucking Quebecers are going to vote for Mr. Justin Trudeau because they kept voting for Mr. Pierre Trudeau. And since Mr. Justin Trudeau is the son of Mr. Pierre Trudeau, well, they're going to vote for him. Well, I'm just hoping that the majority or the rest of Quebec will vote against Mr. Trudeau, because he's not doing good thing at all for our own country. I'm a veteran, all of us veterans who have all served our nation, and look what our nation is giving back to us in return, which is no good at all, you know. If you consider it, well, I've talked to many people outside of Canada, to other countries that are in the NATO, and what I could see so far is that Canada is the only country in the NATO where our pension, our army pension is taxed, and it should not be, because the rest of the NATO, they're not taxed. But here in Canada, it is taxed. It's no good. It is no good at all, okay? Here in Canada, the only thing you can talk about is the tax. Income tax, GST, carbon tax, and any other taxes that Mr. Trudeau decided to apply to our country, and which we have to pay in order to get the country running good. We have to pay. Of course, we have to pay income tax, because that's the only money DND, but the federal is getting. As for the DND myself, I used to be a member of DND before, and I can tell you right now, I can only talk bad against DND for what they had done to me a long time ago. You know, there was a case in Valcartier where Mr. Sergeant decided to solve. It was more than 43 years behind, and my case was only 22 years behind. How come he took the case for 43 years behind? He's not going to take mine 22 years behind. I'm still sick because of that, you know. If I would not be sick, maybe I would not be doing these videos, and I would not be doing these emails, and I would not be doing shit against the federal, because that's the federal who's running our country, and the federal is really badly running our country right now because of the Muslims. That Muslims keep coming here, they get their Canadian citizenship right away, okay? And this is what Mr. Pierre Trudeau has been doing. This is what Mr. Jean Chrétien has been doing. This is what Mr. Paul Martin has been doing. This is what Mr. Harper has been doing. Maybe less than the three other before, but he kept doing it as well, you know. And if Andrew Scheer take the power, it will be the same fucking shit or the same fucking crap, because he has no choice to get Muslim here, because apparently the work are looking for workers. Okay, all kind of industries or companies are looking for workers. maybe they think that if they let Muslim come in, they will have workers, but it's not the case at all, because Muslims that come here in Quebec, they get the BS right away, okay? The BS right away. So the BS, it's a thing, it's the money that they're getting from the Quebec government for nothing. So when you think well of it, they don't have the BS in their own country. So they have it whenever they come here. So do you think they feel like to go to work with the BS? Fuck. They're doing nothing and they're getting a check or a deposit every month and they don't do fuck all. They're not going to go to work. So in other words, Muslims are coming here for fuck all. And we don't need more Muslims here in Canada. Other provinces are thinking the same fucking shit, the same fucking crap. They don't need more Muslim here in Canada, because Muslim that come here, it's not for work, it's to get our own money, it's to collect our own money, you know. Us Canadians, we have been putting a lot of money in our economy. Do you think Muslims are putting money in our economy? That's full crap, you know. They're not. People are coming from elsewhere, from I would say Syria or any place in Middle East. They come here, but they did not put a fucking dollar in the Canadian economy. But the Canadian economy is giving them all kind of fucking money. Mr. Trudeau has been doing it. He's been giving 10 million of dollars to people, like he did for Mr. Omar Khadr. You know, just the fact that he took him out of Guantanamo, he decided to give him 10.5 million out of our income tax money. So do you think it was right? No, it was not right, because Omar Khadr is a terrorist and should have been put in prison or jail for the rest of his life, because he killed an American soldier and he blinded another one. So he commit suicide, or not suicide, but he commit a murder. And in order to solve that, well, he would have to go to court here in Canada, and a judge would have decided to put him back in jail for the rest of his life. That's the only thing he deserved. You know, think well. That man kill an American man in the Middle East or in Afghanistan, anywhere. Anyways, it's you know what I'm meaning of it. Omar Khadr and his wife, both of them are real terrorism, because they were working for their dad, and their dad was working for Mr. Osama bin Laden. And Osama bin Laden was a real terrorism, because look at what he did to the Twin Tower in New York, you know. It was a very bad thing, and we've been paying a lot about that, and we're still paying a lot about that. And there are all kind of fucking dictator in the Middle East, and there is a dictator here in Canada, and his name is Mr. Justin Trudeau. You know, he has all kind of fucking collusion in his fucking government. And do you think it is good to put a liberal government that has corruption within back in power? No, I don't think so. It's very bad. Okay, just think about that, and I will let you know that I will be making more and more videos about it, because it is the truth, okay? The only thing I'm saying here is the truth. And if the government don't like the truth, well, it's up to them to make other things that don't look like corruption or collusion, you know? Because there is always a solution to solve the corruption and illusion. Is the court, okay? Maybe about SNC-Lavalin, Mr. Trudeau would have had to go to court to solve that problem, but he wouldn't have. He won't go to court, because he decided not to have a fucking public inquiry. And you know, he puts his hand in the pocket and is deciding that there would not be a public inquiry, while other parties are requesting it. There will be no party, because he has the majority. So if we gave him the majority, of course we are paying a lot on it. Okay, I will make another video which will be the add-on to it. Okay, thank you and have